Well, joining us to unpack this, we have Patricia Mbogo. She's Executive Director, Access Coalition. Joining me via Zoom. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you, Radil, for having me here.
All right, so let's start with the big picture now. What does just energy access mean for for Access Coalition, and why is it such a critical priority for Africa right now?
Yeah, thank you. And just to introduce what we do as Access Coalition is a coalition of civil society organizations advocating for clean energy access. To us, we have a mission that we are driving, advocating for people living in energy poverty to have safe, reliable, and affordable energy, clean energy. And when it comes to just energy transition, is to ensuring that we put the voices and needs of the marginalized community and people living in energy poverty at the core of the decision-making organs when it comes to energy investments, energy financing, and all that it takes to be able to build platforms that enhances Africa to adjust renewable, just energy transition.
And this year's AFDB annual meeting, that's still ongoing at this time, and we see energy access and climate resilience on the agenda. From your perspective, in Nairobi, what are your expectations from AFDB and its member states when it comes to their commitments to achieving universal energy access, by 2030?
Yeah, as Access Coalition, we are calling the bank, AFDB, to be able to scale the energy investments when it comes to electricity and also decentralized renewable energy systems that will make us be able to transition communities in Africa to clean energy access. We are calling for a dedicated energy facility that will be able to enhance energy access within the space. So there's a lot of opportunities that exist. One is on leapfrogging electric cooking through the energy investments that are ongoing, and be able to push that agenda and ensuring that we have a dedicated facility that is also able to push the clean cooking solutions within Africa. Statistics shows, and they are glaring, to show that majority of populations, especially those living in rural areas, they are living in energy poverty, especially on electricity and also clean cooking. And the impact on their lives, livelihoods, and even to the environment is very glaring. So we have to ensure that as we transition communities, we have to put in place financing models and instruments that are inclusive and are putting the needs of the marginalized communities and people living in energy poor at the core.
We see, many communities in Africa, especially in rural and marginalized regions, they still rely on harmful, inefficient energy sources. What real-world solutions or innovations is needed to ensure, people-centered, decentralized renewable energy systems and something that's, affordable?
Yeah, thank you. As we transition communities from use of polluting fuels, and especially when it comes to clean cooking, we are advocating for solutions that are either renewable or those ones that are able to defrag the electricity investments that are ongoing. Especially, we have, for example, on electric cooking, we have the induction cookers, we have the pressure cookers that have also been introduced, and we need to change the approach in terms of planning, have an integrated approach in terms of planning for energy investments within the country, ensuring that we are cross-sectoral, we are working with other sectors, be it health, education, and agriculture, to ensure that we are integrating the needs of the communities in regard to energy and be able to bring solutions that matters and make sense to them. So when it comes to the solutions that needs to be cascaded, we have to ensure that the financing models not necessarily caters for the supply side of it, where they work with the developers and enhancing the market, but we have also to ensure the financing facilities are also bringing in where to be able to enhance access to finance for the poor households and ensuring that they are able to access the energy solutions that are being offered across the range.
All right, I'd also like to get your opinion on this. With your experience so far, would you say electricity in Kenya, would you say is affordable? Or do you guys have like different price segments for different people in the society for electricity?
Yeah, I would say that yes, Kenya, we have really accelerated the electrification rates, but how the planning is done is more done in a siloed manner. And recently, the government of Kenya was able to develop an e-cooking strategy that seeks to accelerate efforts of e-cooking within the communities. We need to change from a perspective of a siloed approach in terms of planning, but integrate both clean cooking as well as now electrification, because there's a lot that can be able, there's a lot of gains that we have not been able to tap into. We have electrified homes, but those households, they cannot be able to use the same electricity to be used for cooking. So we have to ensure that we are bringing in affordable solutions and ensuring that we bring in financing approaches, safety nets, and also ensuring that we safeguard the community aspect for the marginalized and people living in energy poverty, ensuring that the electricity that we are providing is more affordable and it can be able to be enhanced for other uses. We need to create demand for the electrification that has been generated and ensuring there's that wider absorption and adoption of the electrification for other uses, whether it is on income generating activities for productive uses, to be able to enhance the livelihoods of the communities across the board.
All right, I guess that's a good place to anchor it there. Thank you so much for coming on. That was Patricia Mbogo. She's the Executive Director for Access Coalition. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Daddy, for having me.